I'm seeing another BBI in the making that's going to waste taxpayers' money to discuss issues that have already been established to be the problem in this country. As Prof has heavily cited, amongst other reports, we have got the Truth and Justice Reconciliation Commission, which has been shelved. We have the Ndungu Commission, we have the Akiumi report, we have got the Kriegler, we have got the Philip Waki reports. If these reports were to be implemented, we don't need another bipartisan conversation in this country.
True.
The only problem in this country is actually the kind of politicians that we've had for the last 20 plus years. They are recycled, they are dead on ideas, and all they do is to look at their own personal interest. On the question of the IEBC, and to be honest, some of us have had our reservations, Justice and I, as you know, the way we were mistreated last year in the nomination process. But when it is zeroed down to the idea of commissioners only, remember IEBC as a secretariat, well-funded. Commissioners don't count votes. These people do not even read the decisions of the court. For example, in the minor Kiai decision of the Supreme Court, it confirmed that elections, the last elections are the final results in an election are at the polling station. So they didn't bother to look at, for example, how they fared in the polling station, but instead they come to Nairobi, a national tallying center, where those final results are being announced, and now they're using that as an excuse to talk about this bipartisan approach. You see, this is increasingly becoming the long con. I'm taking issue with the premise within which this so-called bipartisan approach, which we are now rejecting, how that bipartisan approach was born. It started with the issue of the fact that an election was stolen. You know, it is very laughable because the person who's spearheading this invoked the jurisdiction of the Supreme Court, and therefore he accepted the idea of the rule of law. They even said that should the Supreme Court decide, make a decision, we'll accept. Now, where then did we begin to talk about a stolen election? As a matter of fact, our proposal, and we will sit down together with the Ugatuzi bill, we will also bring back the Punguza Mizigo bill, there is the Fungamano bill. We'll sit down together and synchronize our constitutional proposal, because partly we believe we are putting too much premium on this so-called IEBC and the commissioners. As a matter of fact, the debate we are having is, one, disband the IEBC, especially the commission, or two, alternatively, make it part-time. There are serious institutions in this country, including our universities, that are actually run by councils, who are not permanent. There are parastatals in this country, economic, that actually generate a lot of revenue, that are run by board of directors, who are not permanent. Already we have gone that route of ESCC, where now commissioners are permanent. What's so special about IEBC? The problem with IEBC is the political class that wants to control. You cannot be a player and then you also want to choose the referee or your kind of referee. If they truly want to make this a conversation that is truly accommodates all Kenyans, then let all the political parties sit in the interviewing panel. Not to nominate, to interview who will be commissioners. So I think I'll keep it in short by saying that this country, like Prof has said, belongs to all of us in equal measure. And I think the idea that Kenya is now being described in the context of one or two individuals, for me, it's insulting to our intelligence as a people. You know, we are 50 plus million Kenyans. So the idea that I'm going to reward only people who stood by me, then he's saying, you people who voted for me, the 7.9 whatever million, it don't matter to me. I just used you guys as a stepping stone. That's the language you're getting. I think we need a totally different approach. And one of our clarion calls here today is that anybody out there who is thinking alternative, who is thinking Solomonic, as Prof has said, you need to join this forum. We are going to initiate more regular conversations, and we have to bring like-minded Kenyans together. And let's not shy from saying we have a useless parliament. You know, like now people are saying, talking about the cost of living. One of the reasons that cost of living went up, I don't know whether you people remember, is the VAT on petroleum. Now, petroleum as energy drives the economy. And who voted for that bill? All these people who are now telling us, let's go bipartisan. It's complete con, and I think it's nonsensical of them. If they want another conversation, then let's go to the people, not to go to parliament that has already failed.